There are moments in sports that transcend the game itself, moments that redefine rivalries and reveal the humanity beneath the jerseys. For Shane Hollander and Ilya Rozanov, their story wasn't just written on the ice with skates and sticks, but in the quiet spaces between whistles and in the thunderous silence of public scrutiny. Their journey from bitter rivals to something more complex was marked by 4 distinct turning points, each one peeling back a layer of their hardened exteriors to expose a connection no one saw coming. It's a story of conflict, connection, betrayal, and ultimate loyalty. It began not with a roar but with a whisper in the aftermath of a hard-fought battle. The post-game locker room was a sanctuary of dim light and exhaustion, the air thick with the smell of sweat and liniment. Here, away from the eyes of thousands, Shane and Ilya finally confronted each other. The words started as daggers, sharp and aimed to wound, a verbal replay of the physical war they had just waged on the ice. But as their energy waned, the aggression in their voices softened, replaced by a raw, unfiltered honesty. The camera would have focused on their eyes, capturing the precise moment when the fire of anger cooled into the embers of a grudging respect. It was a silent acknowledgement of the skill, the drive, the shared obsession that made them equals. The argument dissolved, and the scene concluded with a simple handshake, a gesture of sportsmanship that lingered just a fraction too long, a silent question hanging in the charged air between their clasped hands. That single, prolonged handshake was the catalyst for a clandestine shift in their dynamic. Their rivalry, once confined to the rink, bled into the fabric of their everyday lives, transforming into a secret alliance. A montage would show them meeting in the anonymity of the city, a quiet corner in a bustling coffee shop, a secluded bench in a sun-dappled park. Stripped of their team colors and clad in simple, unassuming clothes, they were no longer just Shane Hollander and Ilya Rozanov, star athletes. They were just Shane and Ilya. We'd see them talking for hours, the conversation flowing easily from hockey strategy to personal histories. Laughter would replace the on-ice scowls, and moments of vulnerability would surface as they shared the pressures and loneliness that came with their careers. This was where their physical rivalry, born of checks and collisions, evolved into something deeper and far more intimate, an emotional connection forged in shared understanding and quiet confidence. But the world of professional sports is unforgiving, and their fragile peace was destined to be shattered. The third turning point arrived during a brutal, high-stakes playoff game where every hit carried the weight of a championship dream. In a moment that would be endlessly replayed and debated, Ilya delivered a devastatingly clean but controversial check on Shane. The impact was visceral. A slow-motion shot would capture Shane collapsing to the ice, the breath knocked from his lungs. As he looked up, his gaze locked onto Ilya's, his eyes filled not with anger but with a profound and gut-wrenching sense of betrayal. The roar of the crowd, a deafening wall of sound, would suddenly dip, replaced by the amplified sound of their own heavy breathing. The world fell away, leaving only the intense, pained stare between two men who had shared secrets in cafes and now faced each other as adversaries once more, the trust they had built seemingly broken on the frozen stage. The final act of their public drama unfolded not on the ice but under the harsh lights of a press conference. The air was tense, the fallout from Ilya's hit still fresh. A reporter, sensing the underlying story, posed an invasive question about the true nature of their special rivalry. The room held its breath. Across the podium, Shane and Ilya exchanged a long, meaningful look, a silent conversation that communicated everything. In that moment, a choice was made. One of them, it doesn't matter who, stepped toward the microphone. In a clear, unwavering voice, he didn't just answer the question, he dismantled it. He defended the man beside him, not as a rival but as a person, choosing their unique, complicated bond over team loyalty, public perception, and the carefully constructed narratives of the media. The video would end there on their united front, two men standing shoulder to shoulder against the world, their rivalry finally and irrevocably transformed into a testament of unwavering allegiance.